The open road, a symbol of freedom, often hides the most sinister truths beneath its endless asphalt and starlit skies. Danger lurks, cloaked in desperation and deceit, transforming acts of kindness into terrifying traps for the unwary. Many have answered the desperate call for help from strangers, only to find themselves ensnared in a nightmare far worse than any breakdown. These are not mere urban legends, but chilling accounts collected from police reports, survivor testimonies, and whispered warnings across the internet. They serve as grim reminders that on a deserted stretch of highway, the most dangerous thing you can encounter isn't a mechanical failure, but another human being with malicious intent. Their cries for assistance can be a meticulously crafted trap, a silent invitation to an ambush. Consider the unsettling case of David, a seasoned truck driver with a heart too big for his own good, making his nightly run through the desolate Arizona desert. He spotted a sedan, bonnet up on the shoulder of the road, a lone figure waving frantically in his headlights. It was past midnight, no other cars in sight for miles, creating a perfect storm of vulnerability and dark opportunity. David, a father of two, slowed his rig, his instincts warring with his ingrained desire to help a fellow traveler in distress. The figure, a young woman, appeared genuinely distressed, her face illuminated briefly by his powerful truck lights. She pleaded for a jump start, claiming her phone was dead and she was completely stranded in the middle of nowhere. He pulled over, the gravel crunching loudly beneath his heavy tires, and grabbed his trusty jumper cables from the toolbox. As he approached her car, an uneasy feeling washed over him, a cold dread seeping into his bones that had nothing to do with the desert night air. The woman's eyes, he noticed now, seemed too wide, too eager, reflecting not fear, but something far more predatory and calculating. Before David could even reach her vehicle's battery, a second shadow detached itself from the absolute darkness beyond the broken-down car. A man, burly and silent, emerged from the inky blackness, holding something glinting faintly in the sparse moonlight filtering through the clouds. It was a heavy crowbar, and it was aimed directly at David's head. His training, years of navigating lonely, unpredictable roads, kicked in with a jolt of pure adrenaline. David didn't hesitate for a second. He dropped the cables with a clatter and sprinted back towards his truck, his heart hammering against his ribs. He fumbled frantically for the door handle, threw himself inside the cab and locked it just as the crowbar slammed with brutal force against the passenger window. The glass cracked loudly but mercifully held. The attackers, their faces now contorted with rage, pounded relentlessly on the cab, their true intentions terrifyingly clear in the sudden, violent assault. David, his hands shaking, floored the accelerator, the powerful diesel engine roaring to life, churning up dust and gravel. He left the two sinister figures and their meticulously planned trap far behind in a cloud of dust and the sound of his receding engine. But the image of their inhuman faces haunted his dreams for months, a chilling reminder of his brush with death. Then there was Sarah, a diligent college student driving home from a late-night study session across a lonely stretch of rural highway in Oregon. She noticed a man slumped against a guardrail, seemingly injured, his arm cradled dramatically to his chest, looking like he was in immense pain. Her compassionate nature, a virtue she had always prided herself on, compelled her to stop, a decision that would forever alter her perception of safety and trust. She cautiously lowered her window a crack, her voice trembling slightly as she asked if he needed help, her gaze darting nervously around the silent surroundings. The man slowly lifted his head, his eyes meeting hers with an unnerving intensity, and a chilling, predatory smile slowly spread across his face. He wasn't injured at all. He was simply waiting for a good Samaritan to appear. Before Sarah could process the horrifying realization, another menacing figure suddenly lunged from the deep ditch beside the road, their hand reaching rapidly for her driver's side door handle. Her heart pounded frantically, a desperate drum against her ribs as she instinctively slammed on the gas pedal. Her tires shrieked in protest, burning rubber as she peeled away at full speed, leaving the sinister duo screaming obscenities in her rearview mirror. The entire terrifying encounter lasted mere seconds, but the memory of that malevolent smile and the sudden predatory lunge became an indelible scar etched into her psyche. These harrowing stories, continuously reported and analyzed, paint a stark and unsettling picture of roadside dangers. The stranded motorist ploy, the injured pedestrian ruse, the overturned stroller trap, these are all classic, well-worn tactics used by criminals. But the common thread isn't the specific method. It's the target, compassionate, unsuspecting individuals willing to offer aid, blinded by their own inherent goodness. The red flags are often incredibly subtle, a whisper of intuition before the full horror of the trap unfolds. An unusual or isolated location for a breakdown, far from any towns or exits, can be the first warning. A vehicle that looks too clean for its apparent state of disrepair, or the distinct lack of proper warning lights or reflective triangles, should also raise immediate suspicion. Or perhaps, most unsettling of all, the eyes of the stranger themselves, holding not genuine desperation, but an unnerving stillness or an eagerness that feels profoundly wrong. Many survivors vividly describe a sudden, inexplicable gut feeling, a primal alarm blaring frantically in their minds, urging them to flee. Something just felt profoundly wrong, they recount later. A cold chill that had nothing to do with the night air or the temperature. This powerful intuition, often dismissed as mere paranoia or overthinking, is frequently the only warning shot fired before the meticulously designed trap springs shut, irrevocably changing their lives. Take the anonymous yet widely circulated account of a family driving through the vast, sparsely populated rural plains of Texas. They spotted an overturned child stroller on the side of the road, ominously empty, with absolutely no parent in sight. Every parental instinct within them screamed to stop, to immediately check for an injured or abandoned child, to offer help. But the father, a retired Marine with years of tactical experience and heightened awareness, felt an icy dread creep up his spine. The scene was simply too perfect, too tragically staged, hitting all the emotional triggers. He kept driving, his wife frantic with worry, questioning his cold judgment and compassion for a potential child. They called the local sheriff's department from the very next town, explaining in detail what they'd seen on that isolated road. Hours later, the sheriff's department reported back they had found the stroller, which was indeed empty, serving merely as a prop in a well-known ambush site for unsuspecting, empathetic motorists. Their collective intuition, or perhaps his trained caution, saved them from an unknown and potentially horrific fate. The chilling psychology of these roadside predators is complex, rooted deeply in opportunism, a profound lack of empathy, and a disturbing disregard for human life. They cunningly prey on our innate human empathy, our social conditioning to help those in need, transforming a virtue into a vulnerability. Desolate roads provide the perfect hunting ground, far from any witnesses, far from immediate help, where the enveloping darkness can conceal the most heinous and unspeakable acts, leaving no trace. These terrifying encounters strip away our fundamental illusions of safety, forcing us to confront the brutal and unsettling reality that evil often wears a disguise of vulnerability and helplessness. The line between being a good Samaritan and becoming an unsuspecting victim can be terrifyingly thin, blurred by a flickering streetlight, the deceptive shadows of a distant tree, or a simple, earnest plea for assistance. It's a chilling paradox. The very act of extending kindness can lead you into unimaginable peril and darkness. The next time you see a seemingly helpless figure or a staged scene on a deserted road, pause for a moment. Listen carefully to that quiet, nagging voice in your gut, that sudden flicker of profound unease. Because sometimes, the most dangerous thing on the highway isn't the speeding car or the hidden pothole, but the silent, motionless figure, patiently waiting in the shadows for its next compassionate target. Have you ever had an experience on a lonely road that sent shivers down your spine? A moment where your intuition screamed for you to flee? Share your thoughts and personal stories in the comments below. Your experiences could save a life. And if these true tales of highway horror resonate deeply with you, remember to hit that like button to support our content and subscribe to our channel for more terrifying insights into the darker corners of our unsettling world.